Nothing quite beats an old-fashioned road trip. Have a look at what I've seen in my travels. Admittedly, while I've put a lot of effort into going out to various malls across the nation and trying to kindle discussions about these places and how to repurpose them, above everything else, malls have assisted me in scratching the itch to travel. And as I continue traveling, I have started trying to make more room for sightseeing. I didn't do a lot, but I did get to see the sunset in Walker, Minnesota, the world's biggest catfish statue in Wapton, North Dakota, and the Sioux Falls themselves in South Dakota. I even went to the West Virginia Tamarack. Now, at the cost of going off on a tangent a little bit, I know I just did 53 malls in one trip, which is a huge undertaking for any mall enthusiast. I only had to cut down 2 due to time constraints, and then a 3rd due to unfortunate circumstances. And even then, I had no issues with Paul Blart or Paulina Blart. But I'm not really interested in bragging all that much. Partially because I already have a handful of people who do it for me. As weird as it is, I don't go in this with intent to be a celebrity, or an idol, or a god. And I do a terrible job at being an influencer, or how it is, a manipulator. While most are treating YouTube as a business venture, which honestly is going to be a terrible mistake as YouTube becomes more closed off to the everyday man and woman, I still treat it like late 2000s YouTube, where I'm just an idiot with a camera and basic video editing knowledge, and some people continue to forget or purposely forsake that detail. But with all that in mind, for anyone who watches, if there was one thing I would want you to do, what I would influence you into doing, I would encourage you to take a good old-fashioned road trip through the US. I don't mean flying over like the rich men north of Richmond do. I mean getting down there on the road or even the rail. Go see some small towns and what they may have to offer. Have some good food. Do some sightseeing. Maybe even talk with the people here. The gentle rolling hills of the upper Midwest are prettier to look at than you might think, and even Iowa was more interesting than I expected. And if you know where to look, you can find natural landmarks, artistic works, and wild runs all over the place. Now, I know this isn't cheap, and I was running on a shoestring budget with a rent-a-car in the mix myself, but if you save a little and budget properly, you can do it all once a year. So do stick around for the future, and if you're new to the channel, do subscribe, if you wish. I don't know when I'll get all this out there, but I will. Eventually.